Gandalf, a name that has shaped legends. In the next few minutes, we travel from the distant halls of Valinor to the battlefields of Middle-earth, following the journey of a being who became a mentor, a wanderer, and a protector to so many. He is more than just a wizard with a pointy hat. He is the quiet force, the guiding hand that shaped an entire age. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's unravel the story of one of the most beloved characters ever created. Before he was ever known as Gandalf, he was Olórin, a Maiar, an angelic spirit, born in the earliest ages of the world. In the Undying Lands of Valinor, he wasn't a warrior or a king, but a student of wisdom. He learned from the great Valar, the divine guardians of the world, but it was from Nienna, the Lady of Pity and Mourning, that he learned his most profound lessons, the virtues of compassion and patience. These teachings would come to define his entire purpose in Middle-earth. His mission was never to rule by power, but to guide with a wisdom steeped in empathy, to inspire hope even in the deepest despair. This foundation of kindness, laid in the timeless gardens of Valinor, is the true source of Gandalf's strength. As the shadow of Sauron began to creep back into the world, the Valar knew they couldn't intervene directly, so they sent messengers, 5 of their own kind, known as the Istari, or wizards. Olórin was chosen, though he was initially reluctant, fearing Sauron's power. He took on the form of an old man, cloaked in grey, and the name Gandalf. His task was not to dominate the wills of men and elves, but to counsel and guide them. Upon his arrival in Middle-earth, he appeared curious, kind, sometimes even a little mischievous. He wandered the lands, never staying in one place for too long. Over the centuries, he became a familiar traveler among elves, dwarves, men, and, most importantly, the humble and often overlooked hobbits. Gandalf was far more than just a wizard who fought evil with fire and light. He was a master strategist, a weaver of fate who set grand events into motion with the smallest of nudges. Think about it. He was the one who saw the potential in a company of dwarves and their quest to reclaim a lost mountain. He guided Thorin Oakenshield and his company, providing the map and the key that began their journey. But his most crucial move was encouraging a certain respectable hobbit, Bilbo Baggins, to join this unexpected adventure. A choice that seemed so small and whimsical at the time, a simple push out the door, would ultimately shape the fate of the entire world. It was Gandalf's genius to see that true strength often lies not in kings or warriors, but in the quiet courage of ordinary folk. For centuries, while the world enjoyed a fragile peace, Gandalf was tirelessly working in the shadows. He searched for knowledge about Sauron's potential return, a threat that many had forgotten or dismissed. He traveled across the lands, from the ancient libraries of Minas Tirith to the hidden valleys of Rivendell, consulting elves, scholars, and dusty old scrolls. He pieced together the signs, the growing darkness in Mirkwood, the whispers of a necromancer in Dol Guldur, the stirring of orcs in the mountains. His influence was often unseen, a quiet but decisive force working against the encroaching darkness. He wasn't just reacting to the shadow, he was actively preparing the world to face it, laying the groundwork for the alliances and battles that were to come. In the peaceful, rolling hills of the Shire, Gandalf found more than just a place to enjoy a good pipeweed. He formed a deep and genuine friendship with the hobbits, a people he admired for their simple joys, their resilience, and their good hearts. He was especially fond of Bilbo Baggins. But when Bilbo left the peculiar magic ring behind for his heir Frodo, Gandalf's keen senses tingled with suspicion. He felt a nagging unease about this trinket. His investigation, which took him from the archives of Gondor to the very borders of Mordor, revealed a terrifying truth. This wasn't just a simple ring of invisibility. This was the One Ring, the key to all of Sauron's power, forged in the fires of Mount Doom. The fate of Middle-earth now rested in the smallest of hands, and Gandalf knew he had to guide his friend through the coming storm. In the hallowed halls of Rivendell, under the wisdom of Elrond, the Fellowship of the Ring was formed. 9 companions to stand against the 9 Nazgûl. And who else could lead them but Gandalf with his vast knowledge and unwavering resolve? He guided them through treacherous landscapes and biting snowstorms. But it was in the dark, forgotten halls of Moria that the Fellowship faced its first true test. A Balrog, a demon of the ancient world, a foe from Gandalf's own time, awoke from its slumber. In a spectacular clash of fire and shadow on the bridge of Khazad-dûm, Gandalf made the ultimate choice. In a final, desperate act of sacrifice, shouting, "You shall not pass," he fell into the abyss, protecting the friends he had sworn to guide. The fellowship was broken, and hope seemed lost. Yet Gandalf's story did not end in the chasm of Moria. His spirit traveled beyond thought and time, and he was sent back, transformed, renewed. He returned to Middle-earth as Gandalf the White, stronger, wiser, and now the leader of the Istari, as Saruman had fallen to darkness. His return was a beacon of hope in a world descending into shadow. He found the Rohan king, Theoden, withered and poisoned by the whispers of Grima Wormtongue, and he freed him from that corruption, restoring his strength and his kingdom's will to fight. No longer just a wanderer in grey, Gandalf the White became a central commanding force, a guiding light in the final desperate battles of the age. While Frodo and Sam undertook their perilous, lonely journey toward Mount Doom, Gandalf's role shifted. He became the general, the strategist, the heart of the resistance. He gathered the free peoples of Middle-earth, rallying the scattered armies of Gondor and Rohan to stand together against Sauron's overwhelming forces. His goal was not to claim the ring or win a glorious victory for himself. His strategy was a desperate gamble, to create a diversion so massive, so convincing, that it would draw Sauron's eye away from his own land. He led the charge at the Black Gate, a hopeless battle against impossible odds, all to give two small hobbits a chance to reach the fires of the mountain and end the darkness once and for all. Sauron's rule didn't collapse through a clash of mighty powers alone, but through the courage, sacrifice, and hope that Gandalf had nurtured all along. With Sauron defeated and Aragorn crowned king, the world changed. The Third Age came to an end, and the Age of Wonders, the time of elves and magic, began to fade into memory. Gandalf's task was complete. He accompanied his dearest friends, Frodo, Bilbo, Elrond, and Galadriel, to the Grey Havens, the port from which elven ships sailed to the west. There he boarded the ship that would take him back across the sea, returning to the undying peace of Valinor. His long, weary journey had finally come full circle. He had been a guardian, a teacher, and a friend who taught the world the enduring power of kindness, the strength found in humility, and the simple, unwavering value of hope. Gandalf's journey reminds us that the greatest changes are often brought about not by overwhelming force, but by quiet wisdom and steadfast courage. If you enjoyed this story, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more journeys into Tolkien's incredible world. We'd love to hear from you, so share in the comments which character or tale you think we should explore next. Thanks for watching.